Let's check in with Professor Stephen Zunes, who is the Professor of Politics and International Studies at the University of San Francisco, where he chairs the program in Middle Eastern Studies. Professor, welcome back to the program.
Good to be on.
And Stephen, zunes.org is the website, P-H-E-N, Stephen with a P-H. And your take on, actually, first of all, I don't know if you've seen this or not. Apparently, Andrew Breitbart over on his website is now, he's gone from being a birther to a deather. There's this new group of Republicans who are claiming it didn't really happen. Show me the body. I want to be able to see it. I want to take a picture of it with my phone. I want to, et cetera. And why'd they dump the body in the ocean so fast? And, all this kind of stuff. It's pretty strange. But, really, didn't President Obama just, didn't, by taking out bin Laden, didn't he just basically say, hey, world, sorry it took me so long to get you my long-form birth certificate. I was busy killing Osama bin Laden.
It does seem pretty odd, doesn't it? Obviously, if he had not been buried quickly according to Muslim traditions, it would have just inflamed the situation further. Mm. And though I have some problems with the triumphalism and celebration, people are having, at the same time, I think he handled it perhaps as well as it could have happened. And in other words, it wasn't an anonymous drone, directed by somebody in a control room thousands of miles away. He was killed in a firefight. It apparently did include cooperation from Pakistani authorities, so it was not a unilateral American move. It was apparently there were no civilians killed, so in many ways it was done about as well as could be expected.
I am hearing that, at least I've read two reports now, that Osama bin Laden actually came at our soldiers with an automatic weapon, firing an automatic weapon.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. That he has said many times he would not be taken alive. You chair the program in Middle Eastern Studies. What is, at the University of San Francisco, what is your take on how this is going to affect our relationship with the Middle East, what this is going to mean for the future of our so-called wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and for that matter, our actions in Pakistan, and how it might affect Islam in general to have the Jerry Falwell of the movement essentially die?
I think it could cause some problems for them, just in terms of a possible void in leadership.
We're talking about the hard right movement, not Islam in general, but the crazies in Islam.
Having someone who
he's a Wahhabist.
Who was the head of this organization. There could be a leadership void. There could be a secession struggle, that kind of thing, which could weaken it somewhat. But the problem is that, in part thanks to the U.S. invasion of Iraq, the movement has grown tremendously and decentralized quite a bit. So it's no longer just bin Laden at the top, and so I don't think it will really have that huge an impact. What's far more significant in weakening Al-Qaeda, I think, is what we've seen the past few months throughout the Middle East, that people are recognizing that the way to change is not this cult-like extremism emphasizing terrorism and this apocalyptic vision, but democratic civil society movements engaging in strategic nonviolent action. That's really the way
seen in Egypt.
To bring about change and overthrow these U.S.-backed dictators.
Right. Egypt, Tunisia, and more to come, apparently. And yet, in Egypt, apparently the military is starting to say, we kind of like it the way things are. Or am I getting that wrong?
I'm sorry?
You were talking about the democratic movements in the Middle East, and the most recent report that I read out of Egypt is that the Egyptian people are once again starting to get upset because the military, which basically runs the country and owns a lot of the industry, has... rather than making radical reforms in the country, has just kind of stepped in where Mubarak used to be and said, okay, we're running the show now. Is that the case, or is that?
Well, certainly the military is trying to hold on to power as much as possible. But the fact is that we finally have this vibrant civil society movement. They're not taking this lying down. We're seeing more protests. We've seen the mobilization of labor, pro-democracy movements. I mean, it's going to be, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, continuing struggle, but it's going to be a nonviolent struggle. And there's been a real shift, I think, in attitudes. The kind of the Middle East in the throes of dictators is what bred people like Osama bin Laden.
Sure.
When people felt powerless and hopeless. It's situations like that where they embrace these kinds of extreme ideologies. And when people have hope for change, even if it's going to be a protracted struggle, people are much less likely to take on that kind of politics.
To follow a demagogue. We're talking with Professor Stephen Zunes at the University of San Francisco, the chair of the program in Middle Eastern Studies. And I'm curious what you think this is going to do over the long term for Islam in general. I mean, obviously it's like saying, what's this going to do for Christianity? There's so many different sects.
It was always this way out kind of cult. Most people consider it apostasy, heresy, whatever.
You mean the Wahhabism that was practiced by Osama bin Laden?
Yeah. The strong Islamic prohibitions against killing innocent civilians and that kind of thing. But bin Laden was a careful manipulator, taking legitimate grievances of the people, like the permanent presence of U.S. troops, the humanitarian impact of U.S. intervention in Iraq, support for the Israeli occupation, backing up these Arab dictators. These grievances still remain, and really, until we start to reevaluate some of these policies, there always is going to be some element who might subscribe to those who take that opposition to these extreme forms.
What would you say to those people who suggest that rather than killing Osama bin Laden, that we should have gone to great lengths to take him alive because of the intelligence he represents?
Ideally, obviously, that would have been preferable. It would have been even better if he'd been tried in The Hague or some international forum instead of
a Muslim forum.
But that wasn't going to happen. It was clear that he was resisting arrest, if you will. And I think in those, even though I'm one, as you know, who is generally pretty skeptical of military and paramilitary actions unless they're absolutely necessary, I think in this case it was understandable that why capturing him alive was problematic.
Right, and what would you say to the deathers like Andrew Breitbart, who, while they have no curiosity about what's under Donald Trump's hair, they don't believe that Osama bin Laden's actually dead?
I think they're going to be marginalized as much as the birthers are.
Yeah. Okay, I suspect you're right. It's the new crazies. It's in American. And very quickly, thoughts on how this might impact American politics?
I'm sure it'll give Obama a brief boost in the polls, but ultimately, I think the next year's election is going to be determined by the economy and other domestic issues. Yeah,
I suspect you're absolutely right. Professor Stephen Zunes, his website, Stephen, StephenZunes.org, the website, and the chair of the program in Middle Eastern Studies at the University of San Francisco. Thank you, sir, for being with us today.